Hey, welcome to Blue Couch TV. I'm Rochelle Liederman, and it's my absolute privilege to speak to my mentor right here at Harcourts Dunn, Mr. Cobus Krige, and he's the manager of auctions right here at Harcourts Dunn. When I think about auction, I think of a distressed sale. But what do you mean when you say a modern auction that is used here by Harcourts Dunn?
The modern auction, as we do it at Harcourts, is selling your property the normal way, but actually selling it a bit differently. What is meant by auction at Harcourts is that the seller chooses to use this method. They're under no duress to sell. It's not a case of a sheriff's auction. So it is by choice that the seller now decides this is the method I want to use. So we're not changing the normal thinking about real estate. It's actually just rethinking real estate in a different way.
And there's quite a negative connotation to the word. Is that true?
Yeah, the word auction brings goosebumps to buyers because they see a bargain, and heartburn for sellers because, oh goodness gracious, I have to sell. But in this case, there is no negative connotation because this is a process we follow to get the best value out of the market.
So what is the difference between traditional selling and then the Harcourts auction method?
Traditionally, if you sell your property, you would put a price tag on it, you put a board in the yard, and you're actually expecting buyers now to view the property based on the price that is advertised. So what buyers do is they see the property, they see how much they can bargain or actually down talk your price to see if they can buy it for a lesser amount. They see the property against the price, not against the value it actually offers. And the only way that you now can get more buyers to come to the property is by dropping your price, especially when it goes stale. Where with the Harcourts auction method, you don't advertise a price. So you might think, but Cobus, how do I attract the buyers then? We start with a bidding to start from price, which will attract the buyers to come and view the property. So the more buyers we get through the property, the better the feedback we get on this property. And ultimately, the market value is established based on the feedback that the buyers are giving. Using this method actually brings the property value to the market value.
So how does the auction method work?
So with the auction method, the buyer actually then focuses on the value of the property and not on the price. I usually use this analogy that if I buy a jean and it's got a price tag on it, I always think, wow, that's too expensive. Should my wife buy the jean and remove the price tag, I fit it and I think, hey, this is a very nice jean. So they see the value and not the price. It's a three-step process and it's over a short period of only 6 weeks. Where a normal traditional sale would be an exclusive mandate over 3 months. The process is divided into 3 phases or stages. It's before auction and then actually marketing. That would be stage 1. It's a lot of preparation to make sure the property the photography is done the best, the property is put forward in the best way. Then we actually go to market where we introduce this property for 4 weeks to potential buyers. The whole idea is to get buyers through the property attracted by the bidding to start from and to get that feedback. If for some reason during that phase the property can be sold, a buyer could make an offer and that can be accepted by the potential seller or the seller. If it does not sell and people register, then actually auction happens. But auction does not happen at your home. It is an online bidding system that we use. And if for some reason your property still doesn't sell, even on the auction date, we got after auction, we post auction, where the information that we gathered during this process is then used to determine what do I do with my property. It's either I keep my property, I sell it at a market-related price because the information, or at this stage, I must wait for another year before I put the property in the market. So that's all the three stages that we have.
Is the seller under any obligation to sell during the auction process?
No. The seller has got an undisclosed reserve price or his market expectation. And if the process does not match his expectation or bring that value to his property, then he doesn't have to sell.
What is the definition of a successful sell using this method?
So for the definition, there's 2 parts to this one. The definition for the agent is to get the property sold at the value that the seller would like, because we only get paid if it sells. For the seller, it is not a promise of a price. It's a promise of a process that we will establish in the market to get the best value out of the buyers at that stage. So it's all about the process. It's not focusing on the price.
What is the aim of the non-distressed auction platform?
The aim is to, with extensive marketing, to get this property in front of the majority of buyers that would look at this property. It's not just one buyer. We're looking for the best buyer in the market. So the whole aim is to bring that property to market value.
What type of property is suitable to sell using this method?
Very good question. Any property is actually suitable for this. Any property with a title deed. The successful auction is actually measured to the motivation of the seller. Is he listening to the market? Is he willing to listen to the market? And his motivation will determine if the auction will be successful and the property gets sold.
And that was Blue Couch TV right here at Harcourts Dunn, and it was Cobus talking about the auction method. So if you want to find out a bit more, go to our website, harcourtsdunn.co.za. Consider it done.